if you're a parent and you don't know anything about video games or consoles, you don't know what to show your kids besides under 18, we got you. Also, just a lot of information on the best games ever made. I'm not gonna list every single game here. Right now, we'll go over. Look, League of Legends is up here. We're gonna go over that. We're gonna go over this. We're gonna go over that. I'm sorry. We're gonna skip a couple things. Like FIFA. It's a soccer game. Just generally, if you like soccer, that's pretty good. Or, Path of Exile. What the hell is that? I don't know. So we're not gonna go over it. Now, you might be thinking, if I don't know every single game in existence, this isn't a very good list. Well, we are going over the games that are going to change your kids' lives, alright, for better or for worse. Back for Blood, that don't really sound like something good for your kids or whatever. So anyways, look, XCOM Enemy Unknown. Alright, this game, you're shooting some aliens. You are running the nation, alright, from aliens attack. Just recently, with the Las Vegas UFO crash, as well as the whistleblower. Look, aliens are real. So you gotta tell your kids somehow. And this got the Greys in it. The little bug-eyed aliens. Alright, so we're gonna put this one. It's kind of violent. I really like the turn-based gameplay, so I'm gonna put this in B tier right here. You know what? I'm moving it up to A tier. I moved it up to A tier. You want your kids to see this one for real. Alright, moving on. Valorant. Alright, look. If your kid's playing Valorant, look, it's kind of cartoony. It's basically just a remodel of Apex. It's basically just a remodel of other versions that we'll talk about later. But you're shooting people. It's a multiplayer, so that they could be talking to other people in general. If your kid can talk to another person online, as we'll talk about later in this video, this just really ain't that safe. In terms of it, being a little bit more cartoony, less real, kind of more, fun. I'm gonna put it right here. Pretty popular streaming with that. E tier. Now this ain't in terms of, this is parenting tier list. What I'm saying? For your under 18 kid, that's what's up. But we are going over just in general the best games ever. Alright. Moving on. War Thunder. Alright, so this game, you're driving tanks, planes, it's multiplayer, so people do be talking to each other. The community behind this, I would say, is actually older, in general, but, I'm gonna put this, it's got some violent themes, but we're gonna put it in B tier. I'm gonna put it in the C tier, because you could hear some naughty, questionable things here. Moving on. We Play. Alright, look. This is a classic. If you put your kid on a We Play, and there you could take any child of any age, okay, put them in front of We Play and let them play any of the games on there, and you're doing a good job in terms of entertaining them. Nice. Moving on. The Wii system. I put consoles in here as well, just in terms of what your kids would be playing games on. And the Wii system, look, it's a closed system, meaning that, you can't find and do anything that's not on or put into the system. So, alright, that's not entirely true, because on the Wii homepage you can't access the internet. But, that's pretty, I'm just saying. Anyway, look, so we're gonna put this in S tier. The Wii system, I'll put it right next to the Wii Play game, right there. Bam. S tier, because pretty safe for your kids. Pretty, it was turn of the century shit. Alright, moving on. Wii Sports. Similarly, we're gonna blow past this because this is just some basic. Put your kid onto that stuff, or you hate them. You know, young age. Now, if you're older and you're seeing this, you're like, bruh, look, you know, we're talking about what's safe for your kids, because the world right now, yeah, the world is not safe right now in terms of what your kids could be seeing. That's the whole point of this video, so you can be a good parent and show your kids. You know, with this specific group, very young, you know, World of Warships. Okay, look, World of Warships, you know, this actually is going to be above War Thunder. Because World of Warships is, I'm just gonna say it's like one thing. It's ships, you know, so I'm putting that just above the other one. If you don't like my reasons, I'm sorry. Alright. Garry's Mod. Garry's Mod lets you just put a bunch of stuff in here. I'm saying they could be exposed to anything under the sun. If you can imagine it, they possibly could be it, play it, build it, see it on Garry's Mod. It's very creative in building, but honestly, kind of like a 15-year-old, 14 type of deal. Honestly, in terms of safety, yeah, I guess we'll put that. Honestly, I don't want to put Garry's Mod so low because it's really fun. Just, well, you know, in terms of just doing whatever you feel. But I'm gonna put it down here because you really could just see some crazy things on Garry's Mod, for real. Alright, Fortnite. Alright, look, essentially, Fortnite, right? Your kid's playing Fortnite right now. And the thing is, you know, you don't really think about that too much, but Fortnite is the gateway drug for kids, gateway game for kids to start gambling and doing online transactions, you know. And if it wasn't the App Store, it's gonna be it's Fortnite for a lot of young individuals who V-Bucks. You know, if you're gonna put your kid onto that, realize that you're kind of setting them up to just like destroy their wallets. So we're gonna put this in F tier. You know, you shouldn't have your kid playing Fortnite. It's extremely toxic community in terms of just in general proximity mics. They're getting close to other players and hearing disgusting things. Moving on. The PlayStation. You know, a lot of game in general, PlayStation, you know, is probably something you give your kid, you know, potentially when they want some gaming system. You know, this is gonna be the next step up from a Wii system. And it's pretty lit. You know, I mean, you're putting discs in there, or you're buying stuff on the game store, you know, but you can set things to, you can set this up, you know, to where, you know, they can't buy stuff. You can do that with Fortnite too. Alright, we're gonna put it here because in terms of safety, I'd say it's a pretty adult system. Alright, moving on. I just did this one as a joke, to be honest.
No, don't fuck with me.
Yeah, I will fuck with you.
Yeah,
What the fuck?
I'm sure it's fine game. Blazing Angels. Alright, look. I know y'all probably hate on Wii games and stuff, but just in terms of how good this game was, this game is amazing. You know, I'm gonna put this right next to this other. Actually, there's no cussing in this game, and it's a Wii game. So I'm gonna put this right here because, you know, the missions are just straight up. There's not really online multiplayer. You can't hear any bad words. I played this thing so long, so you know, in terms of safety, this is a pretty safe game. So I'll put it in the Wii, you know, area over here. Alright, you know, but generally the concepts in this are kind of advanced. You know, it's like I really love that game. Battlegrounds. Alright, this is essentially the Modern Warfare version of like Fortnite. So just for that, it has all the same things. It's just actually more realistic, I guess. F tier. Why? Because it's just pretty dangerous to, you know, anyone under 18, you know, in terms of what they could hear. They could hear really anything. They could be talking to your neighbor, uncle that lives in the basement. You know, I'm just kidding. But for real, you know, maybe don't have your kid. You know, I'm just putting that right there. This tier list essentially just, if it's so, you know, we're weighing everything about these games in this tier list. I don't know, you know, this isn't a video games tier list, ultimate tier list, you know, where we're putting just the best games at top. Oh no. We're rating safety as well, in the category for anyone under 18. That is, as well as if this game down here, right? If Battlegrounds was such a great game, but it had violence, it could actually get a higher rating. And you're seeing that where, like, you're seeing that. Alright, we're moving on. Wii Sports Resort. This is the step up, my boy. Alright, this shit lit. Alright, we're putting this in the Wii category, but man, if you're a parent, this is for you. That's what I'm saying. Alright. Family time right here. That's what this is. Lots of hours of family time and fun, or whatever. S tier. Wii Super Mario Bros. This is extremely friendly to anyone under the age of 18. We're putting that right here next to the resort page. I know we got a lot of S tier ones, but that's the whole point. Is I'm finding gold for you guys. You wouldn't want me to fill up all the bottom tiers and have like a couple things for your kids to play. Okay. Just because to look, this game, I actually heard something about essentially a story where the United States was raging like a secret war trying to overthrow I don't even know if that story was true. All I'm saying is this game, you're throwing over this, basically it's like North Korea or whatever, just because, kind of violent, pretty violent. It's 18 plus, so but in terms of, just generally,
Excuse me?
there's not really a lot of like, the violent, most of what this game is essentially world exploration, okay? That's what it is. It's, in terms of Battlegrounds, that's not world exploration because you're trying to seek people out and eliminate real players. Just because 2 is single player, it can be multiplayer. But it's mainly with the storyline, it's a single player game and you're just blowing stuff up. Now, that's not extremely kid friendly. So, I'm going to put that right here because the storyline is the main attractor with this, not the multiplayer. So I'm putting in D tier. World of Tanks. Look, World of Tanks, very interesting game with how it gets into depth with what tanks are. I actually believe that there could be proximity chat with this. I'm gonna put it right next to World of Warships, World of Tanks. Bam. Alright. The owner of Xbox conceded to the owner of PlayStation. He said, the reason that, we haven't been able to, take over the market or whatever is because, I don't know, I'll pull up and put up whatever he said right here. That's what he said. He conceded that it just wasn't as good as PlayStation. That being said, your kid, if you're gonna buy one of these for your kid, basically they're not gonna be able to play with any of their friends. So maybe it'd actually go in S tier, right? I'm actually gonna put it in S tier just because that's such a weird concept though. Alright, I don't know. More people use PlayStation than Xbox, but we're putting in S tier. No, we're not. We're not putting S tier. We can't. B tier. Civilization, Sid Meier's. Alright, look. You're building a civilization. This game is going to make your kid a genius. He's going to know that barbarian encampments need to be destroyed and that he can get some gold from them. Alright, look. It's good. He's going to play it for like 10 hours straight and then never play it again. But we're going to put it in S tier. Alright. Look, if you're going to get your kid a PC, my boy, you are wild. Because if you have a PC, okay, you can essentially hack, the Pentagon. Okay, so look, this is a weapon, a tool of destruction and creation. Okay, this is Pandora's box is what this is. Okay, so we are going to put the PC just in terms of these console things, right? Because you put the disc into the Wii. and it's in there. You put a disc into a PlayStation and it's in there. You put a disc in this weird side of this rectangle. I mean, it's the same thing, whatever. You can buy stuff online. On a PC, you can do the craziest stuff, and your kid could get crazy pop-ups. Look, they might need a PC for school, but if you should at least be putting access restrictions on there and stuff. And that's what I'm saying. So, in terms of not being safe for children, we're gonna put that at the bottom. Is what we're gonna. Oculus. Look, actually, I put this down here. Fuck. We are just fucking it up. Look. Alright, look. The VR Quest, it's in F tier because essentially, if you're on VR chat talking to someone, or the VR, anything AR, VR that's coming out, you need to be using that. You need to see what's on there, and you will be surprised at what you see just in terms of 2 minutes in Mark Zuckerberg's universe in there. It's amazing. It's really cool. It's great for, the start of a new age. But in terms of the new age, are you really just going to, send your children into that as a way of just not having to, play with your child? You're going to send them into Marky's world, Because I've been in Marky's world. It's not what you think, okay? It's crazy. And that's what's up. Ark Survival. Okay, look. I'm pretty sure I've never personally played this, but my friends have, and they really liked it. And it's very. There's dinosaurs and people. They might be hunting the dinosaurs or building things. Surviving in a world where there's dinosaurs and people. It's not. Your kid is running around the streets of LA, stabbing and hitting people with golf clubs. You know what I'm saying? They're on the back of a Tyrannosaurus Rex with a bazooka. In terms of the multiplayer aspect, though, I'm gonna put this here because I don't above just blowing stuff up in the world. So we'll put it right there. Kerbal Space Program. A lot of people haven't heard of this game. The second version just came out, I believe. So, in terms of this game, it's one of the best games I've ever played. It allows you to just build and try out new things. It's very close to realistic in terms of, space travel and space plane building, car buggy building. Very cool game. Not for some people. Your kid might love it to death, and you should try to put them on. As I'm just saying, there's nothing bad in this game. Highly educational. We're putting that right there. Forza Horizon. Okay, if you get this for your kid's gonna be cool. In terms of, this isn't, I'm just saying, it's not violent, it's just get them into drifting. Okay, cool, yeah. So, I'm gonna put this one in, it's not necessary. S tier. Yeah. Okay. Fallout New Vegas. This game, it will change your life.
Look, we can go inside of here.
It's
what?
The only good Fallout game.
What is this?
Oh, don't hurt me.
Look, take cover!
You heard it
Take
from
cover,
me.
Raoul!
Okay. You heard it from me. So look, I'm gonna take the Fallout New Vegas.
Hi there. I'm Cortana, and I'm here to help.
Alright, look, I apologize for that insanely creepy moment. I'm wiping my laptop, and it just finished. And it started talking to me, and that was too much. Actually, my heart sank for a second. I was scared. Fallout New Vegas has so many side stories and just ideas in general. Hard ideas, complicated, hard ideas. It's extremely violent and graphic, but later in life, you should definitely put your kids onto this game. Or just in general. This game is great. We're putting it in F tier due to the safety. Well, pretty violent, pretty crazy, putting it down there. Dota 2. This game, I've played one game of this game, so I'm gonna say this game though, is in terms of safety for children, we're actually gonna put this all the way in S tier, because there's nothing. It's mainly fantasy, and in terms of the multiplayer aspect, okay, there could be a chat. It's pretty safe though, just generally. The community is more interested in Warlock numbers, and that's my opinion. Okay, as far as I know. Moving on. Apex Legends. Look, this is what we were talking about. These things are basically clones of each other. We're putting it there. It's weird that these are below Just Cause, but this, Just Cause is higher in safety because it's more realistic. It's higher in safety because it's more towards single player. Because these are multiplayer, makes them more like dangerous with what your kid could be like exposed to, with the multiplayer aspect. But this also has multiplayer about. It's above for that reason. Battlefield 4. Look, this game, essentially, if you put your kids on this game, it's gonna train them to just be a soldier. Okay, if that's what you want, okay. I think there's some evidence that the United States potentially has put money into these games. Which is an interesting concept. I'm just saying in general though, this game is the most realistic version of like just desert warfare or just warfare. Like, you can do a lot of cool stuff. F tier. Realistic. Alright. Gang Beast. This game's fun. Kids of a young age and families can play this, and it's quite fun.
Don't play game! You like spin behind his back and do kicks up behind.
VR chat. Look, I don't know if your kid's playing this. Look, if your kid's playing VR chat, you need to stop. Get some help. Because VR chat's wonderful, in terms of with adults maybe who are lonely and need to talk to other adults, or just, they want to play some games with other adults and they're in a secluded environment and can't go out into nature, or, there are so many positive, beautiful things about VR chat that make it a wonderful platform, where the community has a lot of mobility and creation with the stuff in the game. In general, very dangerous for children. In fact, very dangerous. We're putting it in F tier. Moving on. SimCity 4 Deluxe. Look, if you want your kid to make 6 figures, I suggest you immediately stop what you're doing and put them in front of SimCity 4 and explain to them that the only way to get positive income on your city and actually not be a horrible mayor is if you budget, lowering everything that you need, their budgets like the schools and the water system and all that yada yada. You lower it to the lowest amount where they're always unhappy but not too unhappy, and then you have positive income. And at a certain point, you have so much money that you can just do whatever you want. And this is like real life too. You have to suffer and sacrifice in the beginning and save your money and budget and save your money. And I only ever got positive income once I became an adult. Moving on. Minecraft. Oh my goodness. Look, Minecraft is the best game that was ever created in general. Okay, you gotta, if your kid is above 15 and you've never put them on Minecraft, the internet's gonna put them on Minecraft and you're gonna lose them forever. I'm just kidding. S tier, beautiful game. Moving on. Counter-Strike Global Offensive. Look, if you want your kid, I'm just saying, okay, this violent, okay, multiplayer violent, fun. As an adult, multiplayer violent. We're gonna put this down here on the bottom because it's dangerous. Just very multiplayer, very hostile environment. Switches. Okay, very child friendly. Lots of games on there that are very geared towards children. I think this would be a really cool thing in general for your child as you know, a reward or like some sort of thing. You know, it's portable, it's small, compact. You know, I'll put this up here on S tier. I feel like you know, because it's a separate device, there's a lot more control from a parent than if maybe they're just browsing on one of these, or they got like the PC, you know, Rust Home Invasion on a barbaric scale. Okay, if your child is playing this, they're in too deep. If your child is playing this currently, you need to sit them down and be like, stop that, because every time they play this game, I promise you they're exposed to just some bad thing every time they play it. In terms of, you know, naughty words, people are coming up to them just screaming things. I mean, you start off naked, kind of. I don't know. Good game, you know. F tier. Okay, moving on. In terms of safety, Grand Theft Auto. Alright, you know what this game is. It's real life. You get to just do whatever you want, but it's not real life. It's just a game. It's just GTA. Alright, so we're going to put this in F tier because realistically, if your child is playing this, if your child is playing this, you are a bad parent. Now, I can just slap that label on you like that because I'm not a parent. And when I'm a parent, then maybe, you know, I will see in your perspective. But at this current moment, I can't imagine having children and while they're still a child, letting them play GTA 6. That's going to come out in Florida. Okay, anyways. Borderlands, funny game, love it. Really great stories. It's honestly captivating. I thought it was gonna be this violent horror game, and it ended up being this beautiful game with stories that take you out of this world for real. In terms of putting it on a tier, there are very violent concepts. So I'm actually gonna put this in E tier, and the reason is just because it's fully single player, you know, so it's safe in that aspect. Violent. Yeah. Alright. Fez. My brother loves this game, and I've seen him play it. I haven't played it too much myself, but your kid could like this. It's extremely safe. It's kind of like a platforming game that kind of switches it up a bit. Moving on. Roblox. Look, if your kid's playing Roblox, we got problems, because it is in 2023, okay? Predators are actually on Roblox, and look, there could be predators all on these games, okay? But actually not, you know, not at all. Only the multiplayer ones, you know what I'm talking about. But essentially, Roblox is an extremely dangerous platform. We got forms of just like a stock market with the stuff you wear, you know. I don't think it's kid friendly at all. I think this is a huge travesty of our time at this current moment, because this game is just very dangerous. Okay, it's dangerous, widespread, children are using it. It's crazy. Okay. Alright, my thing just cut out. Look, I'm saying Roblox, it ain't Minecraft. Okay. Just checking to make sure we are still recording. Yeah, we are. Okay. Moving on. Undertale. Look, one of my exes tried to get me to play this, and I'll have to say, I found it really boring. But she loved it. And I have a lot of respect for her, and, you know, if she loved it, you know, maybe you will. So, I'm gonna say it's kid friendly. I'm gonna say it's kind of weird. I'm gonna say when your kid plays it, they're probably gonna question why you're asking them to check the game out, or saying that you can play this game, or whatever. It's kind of like a weird brainwashy game, you know, that you might play to try to get people to tell you secrets or something. I don't know. I have no idea. But anyways, yeah, we are gonna put this in A tier because it's weird and not bad necessarily. It's it's not even weird. It's just a lot of people like it. I'm not sure why. Anyways, Sims 4. Damn, this game is awesome. You can build houses. You know, it's single player. Your kid might get sucked into it for long periods of time, so definitely be careful with that. Very good, very safe game. Super Smash Bros. Sick. You know, your kids are epic playing this. You know, they are gonna have a great time in general. Family time. You know, great game to play with the family. Okay, moving on. City Skylines Remastered. City Skylines, City Builder, it's a wonderful game. It is very similar to SimCity, but it's kind of like the step up, we'll say. So, you know, it's like, yeah, so we're gonna put that here. It's a newer version. Starbound is a game very similar to Terraria. You know, we'll go over, and then Minecraft, which we'll go over, or, you know, which I showed, you know. You can actually leave the planets, and you can upgrade your spaceship and stuff, and go. It's just a very new agey game in terms of open world. Being able to travel to a different planet and actually dig and find wreckage of things is really cool, and having to refill your ship is really cool, you know, and having to fix your ship and like meeting cool mobs and very cool, you know. Yeah. Halo, you know, Halo isn't necessarily that bad, but you know, we're gonna put it right here just because it's like not, we're gonna put it in F tier. That, I mean, there are certain elements, you know, that are kind of, alright, look. Terraria, like we were just saying with Starbound, it is the better version, you know. It is next to Minecraft. Okay, it's in its own world. It's a wonderful building game. League of Legends. I don't know why so many people play this. I really don't. But, you know, it's probably pretty safe. I know it's multiplayer. Because there's so many people playing this, you know, I'm gonna put this in A tier just because it's like, it has to be good. You know, just generally. You know, I'm not a huge fan of it personally, you know, and because of that reason, these games up here, you know, are gonna make your kid a good, and what I feel, you know, a good track. You know, put them on a good track for entering the world of video games. You know, in general. You know, so League of Legends, I'm gonna put that up there just because it's not necessarily bad in general. Okay, I was put onto this game by my uncle, and you know, this game was really beautiful. It's a robot. It's a puzzle game. Okay, it's kind of a puzzly. He has to find his love in the city, you know, because he loses her, and really beautiful. Mario Kart, very similar when we went over Smash Bros. So I'll put that kind of like right here. Sorry, I'm running out of room here, but that's Mario Kart. You know, very kid friendly. And put that down there. Flight Simulator, very safe, very friendly. Your kid might dislike you if you buy this game. This is one of the first games I ever played, but they will dislike you if that is the first game you probably buy them, or whatever. Maybe not. I could be wrong.
Alright, back.
Mass Effect 2, extremely interesting game. Captivating story. Violent. But not multiplayer. D tier. Saints Row 5, Grays Invade. Look, this game's sick. It's great, but it does get crazily violent to a comical level. F tier. Bam. You already know where this is going. Adults only, buddy. Back off. We're tier listing tier list. I bet someone's done that. The App Store, you know, if your kid can just buy apps, you know, I think the App Store is generally a safe place. That being said, there's some weird stuff on there, and you gotta be careful because, you know, it's like your kid's getting apps, they could just pay for an app, and then within the app there's microtransactions as well. So this is essentially could end up leading your kid into, now they're playing Fortnite and they want to buy skins. When on the App Store, everything's like $3 or under, $5 or under, and 5 is crazy. You're paying for technology and tools if you're doing $5, but on Fortnite, you could be paying a lot of money for some bullshit. Moving on. The App Store, fairly safe. Gateway, we're gonna put that in the A tier for, safety. Overwatch, once again, a cloned version of these other ones that I was talking about, Valorant, Apex, in my opinion. So I'm gonna put it down here. Multiplayer, proximity chats, cartoonish, but the ability, with just the people in general, it's not safe. Moving on. Pop Tropica, online game, free. Your children can play this and have a lot of fun. Build a character that looks like them. Rock out, fun game. If you ever played with the Tamagotchi as a kid, it's kind of like the online version of Humans, or something. Anyways, moving on. Portal 2, one of the first games I ever played, and I am, I feel. So, we're putting that in S tier, of course. Captivating story, captivating gameplay, no violence, really. No, great game. A baby can play it safely. Moving on. If you're giving your kid an iPhone, you hate them. I'm just joking. If you don't get your kid an iPhone, you also hate them. I'm just saying, it's just like, if you're gonna give your kid an iPhone, understand that I, as an adult, have an iPhone too. So, where's the leveler between what I can do and what a kid can do? If, even with yourself too, just like, what is available online. So you also know that there's tools on an iPhone to block certain things, and you should look into that in terms of, you can have your kid having an iPhone actually as a tool in the sense of tracking them and being open about these things with them, and communication is key. If you early on let a phone take over a child, you are in for hell, buddy. So we are putting a phone solidly in terms of safety in F tier, because most people in general fuck it up. Alright, I think we already went over Fortnite, didn't we? Yeah, we did. Spore is easily one of the best games. Yeah. Ding, 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 ding. Best game possibly ever. Just in the sense of, this game is the idea of a world simulation. Okay, your kid, or in general, you can build a creature and move from cell stage to, microorganism stage to creature stage to tribal stage to space age, and your kid's gonna make it to the center of the universe. Alright, the creators of this game, EA, they made SimCity as well, and there's references to things within them, but beautiful game, wonderful, life-changing. Every child should play this. It should be played in schools and available on the sidewalk, for real. Moving on. The Sky Crawlers, Innocent Aces. Look, this is a Wii game. I'm into battle type stuff, whatever. This game is cool. It's anime and it's futuristic flight combat. It's it's sick. The futuristic. It's like a certain aesthetic that is extremely nice to me, and the story was it actually wasn't good. The story wasn't as good as Blazing Angels, but it's like up there with just being great. So Blazing Angels was right there that Wii game. So I'm gonna put this one right under it. You should check that out. I'm just not maybe your kid, but whatever. Moving on. Horizons. Okay, look, this game. Okay, it came out recently. I played it. It's great. Okay, it's not. This game is it's like a kid-friendly, open world, like robotic dinosaur, mystery tribe finding game with almost no violence. It's very like not. It's just like dong. Or whatever. Shoot an arrow at them. It's not heads blowing off. Blood, I don't know. It's A tier. Okay. And that concludes this for S tier parents. Okay. This tier list in general is for parents who want to put their kids on the games but don't know where to start. Don't know what to give them, or yeah. We've gone through everything on this list. These are the best games out at the moment and that have been out. Some of the most popular ones. There's a lot of games, of course, in the world, and I haven't listed every single game that exists. But I hope that, essentially you look at my S tier here and know that these are all safe for your child to play. I hope you look at my list and then you see under this that these games are good, but slightly more questionable. And these next, and these next, and this, and that. And then I hope you see the bottom here and you realize if your kid's playing one of these, kid being under 15 potentially, under 12 potentially, playing that they could run into some trouble with the concepts in these games. Gary's Mod, they could see some, in terms of, bad things for a child to view. It's very subjective, but this is how I see it. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed, but yeah, I'll see you later.